guys, it's Kendra here. Today I'm going to be kind of showing you my crafty projects and things that I'm working on as I work on them throughout today and maybe tomorrow as well. I right now have 3 young kids at home, and honestly it's been hard to film videos, not because I don't want to, and I have a lot of ideas of things I want to put together, but just that having like time of quiet to be able to talk uninterrupted and things has been a challenge. So I'm hoping little snippets here and there will work and be an interesting look at how I've been working on things, putting things together. You can see I've got help as always, but I have been working on some knitting, and I recently launched my Etsy shop, and so I've been doing a lot of work on getting a bunch of stuff dyed. And so just looking at today, I have some dyed roving I need to photograph, and I've got some self-striping I need to make into a skein to dye, and I've just got a lot of little things I'm in the process of doing right now. So I thought I would show you those things. But first up, I've been spending time this morning knitting. We have a window open so I can hear what's going on. But I have been working on this little sweater right here. It is originally from the Wee Peanut pattern by Tega Hillard Designs. However, I've made a lot of modifications to it just to fit better. That pattern has a variety of sizes that I've knit a lot, and I'm making it a little bit larger than I think the biggest size on the pattern is 24 months, so I'm making it just an extra increase, so a little bit bigger. And I decided after I knit the body part that I'm gonna go back and add the lining. And it doesn't call for this, I just decided I'd like it to be a little bit warmer than what it was held single. So first of all, this is a little bit washed out, but this is what I am knitting so far. It's this nice minty color. And if you saw on Instagram recently, I just knit a mint sweater. This is a totally different yarn, but it just, I don't know, I'm riding the mint train right now of knitting all the minty things. So this here is the yarn. It came from a knit crate where I got 2 skeins, and it's a DK weight. I've been kind of saving it, trying to decide what to make. And I decided that this sweater would be the perfect project, and since I had enough, it worked with the lining as well. So with this tangled mess of needles right now, I'm using my interchangeable set. So I've got the front on hold, the back on hold, and one of the sleeves. I'm currently knitting the first sleeve right here. And the reason why I didn't just seam them together is because I'm planning on embroidering some little daisies on it. I don't know if it's gonna work out. It's just like this idea I have of something I thought would be neat. And that also will help with the lining because the back of those daisy stitches can be kind of sandwiched between the layers. So that's where I'm at. I'm hoping to get this sleeve done and the other one done before doing the daisies all over, and then I will do the ribbing at the bottom. So I'm excited to try this sort of vlog style video and see what you all think of it. I really want this to be just mostly about what I'm working on. I've kind of tried this before at Vlogmas, but I want to kind of commit to doing a little bit more of it. You know, I'm a mom all the time, and I've got kids around, but I don't want it to be necessarily about the kids, more about the crafting, the things I'm working on. And also, you know, I want to do kind of more of like a studio vlog style of things I'm prepping for my Etsy shop. But since I'm never alone, there will be evidence of the kids around too. I have these 3 different colorways of BFL that are now dry and are ready for pictures. So I'm gonna get that set up. I have a very simple setup with 2 pieces of poster paper. I just roll up each of my roving pieces and set them at the bottom here, and then use my camera to take the pictures.
I have no problem with words, but I can't control how they hurt. I've had a problem with the heat in my heart. Some people make words hurt.
I'm just getting ready to weigh some of my fiber here, getting ready to dye it. I'm going to twist it kind of into a ball, and I just use this empty box to hold it all together, and I'm going to be measuring out them in 200-gram segments, and then I'll just list them for sale where you can buy either 100 or 200 grams. I'm doing it this way just to make sure that I can get a lot of different colorways in, since I do have somewhat limited supplies. I don't want to just dye a whole bunch of one color and then have it not sell, so I want a good variety. And I've been starting by doing either 100 or 200 gram quantities.
take you almost all the way till we fall back down. You know that I do. I try to make you stay till your friends come around. So why don't you lay me down? Tell me how it hurts, and I'll kiss it out. Why don't you lay me down? And when the lights turn low.
I like to leave a little bit of buffer just to make sure at the end of it I can divide it evenly and nobody's being shorted any grams of fiber. This is just 100% superwash merino. Very smooth and fluffy. So now that I have them in this big ball measured out, I'm going to make them into a loop like you would a skein of yarn, and then just use some yarn to tie it up. I've been doing this recently in dyeing this just to help keep it together, especially since it's superwash. It's very fragile, and you can see it's so wispy, and I have to be really careful because even just straight from the mill, it's like pieces are coming off like this, and so I have to be really careful when dyeing it to make sure that it's preserved and kept together as well as possible. I do want it tied fairly loosely though, so that the dye can get all the way through and not be kind of trapped in the middle, just for better saturation. It's a lot of fluff here. So I have both of these bundles, and I'm going to get them soaking in my acid and leave them there for a while until I have the chance to dye them. So it's now later in the day, everyone's just playing, and I decided to try and knit up a little bit of a sample for one of my colors. This is the bluesy color, and I knew it wouldn't quite read well in the ball, and so I kept some aside to knit and just see how it looked. It is a 4-stripe repeat, but since they're all shades of blue, when it's all wrapped up like this, it's a little bit harder to see how it's going to look in a sock. So I'm just doing this as a little sample. You know, in an ideal world, I would like to sample all the self-striping colors that I've been developing, but I just don't have the time for that right now. So I'm trying to be selective over where it makes sense to put that time in. So I'm enjoying seeing how it knits up, even though, I mean, at the end, once I take some pictures of it and things, I am probably not going to keep this knit up. I'm probably going to pull it apart and use the yarn for something else eventually. But for right now, I just want to see all the colors repeated probably once or twice to get a good feel for what it's going to look like when knitted into a sock.
You have no problem with love. You just can't put it away and be done. You'd rather run and be.
So I'm just getting started with my first color, with my first section of dye. I'm adding some yellow, and then I'm going to be mixing up like a tealy shade of a bluish green color, and that's going to be what we'll be adding next.
Circle of friends helping you look the other way. I'll take you almost all the way till we fall back down. You know that I do. I try to make you stay till your friends.
All right, we have a batch ready to go in the oven to get heat set. Ooh, I'm really excited to see how all these colors play out. This is just a combination of the teal and the yellow, and then where they blend is that bright, vibrant limey green color. So this is the second color that I dyed, and you can see it's just in this plastic bin right now. And the reason why I did that is just because I like to only do the dyeing part, like especially mixing the dry powders, when I don't have any kids close by, especially in the same room. And so I try to do that all at once, and then this is kind of like the queue waiting for the pan to dye in. Again, at some point I will up my production here and have more options, but for now this is working. This is sitting in the dye, and as soon as the other one comes up to temperature and is totally heat set, then I'm going to put this one in to the oven. So I'm going to end things here. There's a bit of the day left, but it's probably going to be mostly doing household stuff aside from maybe a little knitting later in the night. But I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be rinsing out those dyes, and I plan on recording tomorrow again so you can see how they look when they are all rinsed and clean and maybe dry, depending on the timeline on that. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
When the lights turn cold.